Thank you, Vivek Menezes, for inviting me again to a very beloved literature festival. And Ranjit spoke about what's the right time, and if not now, when. And I think especially a lot of us in the literary community, writing community, are often feeling left out or bad because the numbers, there's not enough voices asking for a ceasefire, speaking about the genocide in Gaza, and I just borrowed his curfew, and I think that for people who don't find courage, please borrow courage. I'm just going to read. So my poetry collection was out a couple of days ago, and it's called Tomorrow Someone Will Arrest You, and I'm going to read these poems. A poem on not writing poems. These days I write nothing except my eyes. Why share my drugs of angst or absolute godlessness when the price they have said will have to be paid in blood? Why speak of meat or beef when the aftertaste of talk is not just a threat of televised gang rape, but a village gathering to slaughter a man? Again, why force fit my words to capture the state, its terror, this state of terror, when friends who planned to read Marx had prison cells waiting for them? So why risk, why run for dear life, why rage at all? What cannot be said must be suppressed. Why show the scar on your thigh to strangers? Lessons I once learnt in my bedroom are lessons for life. So in lamp black, I only write my eyes in the ritual way some Tamil women draw a column each day. Rice flour, outsparking the early morning sun, rigid dots anchoring snaking lines, all discipline, a deception to hide the wildness, all symmetry, an excuse for keeping count. Watch a woman's hands dance in intricate design. Learn that it's her desire she's pouring out on her doorstep. Like her, this woman in the mirror is a woman who pretends to know her place. Each night, she washes her eyes, unwraps her word wounds, takes them to bed. At daybreak, she applies a fresh dressing. Thank you. One of those things that, between my last collection, which appeared 12 or 14 years ago, and now is that I've become a mother, and I think it's irrevocably changed me, and the kind of poetry writer, and it's also, I think, part of what's happening now in Gaza. 12,000 Palestinian children dead means that every time I kiss my children, or I put them to bed, or I watch them play, or I indulge in anything they ask, there's only one thing I think: well, there are children who don't exist anymore, and it's so unfair. You who never run out of words, you who never run out of words, comrade who bombards me with endless numbered arguments. How do you believe in absolutes as the seas rise, as ice shelves break, as spring comes in winter, as monsoon turns into a torrent of cyclones, as life halts for years and days resemble abandoned roads? Here, life is a roll of dice, a vagabond's paradise, but you dream in black and white. You punctuate small talk with your slogans, dazzle us with history as anecdote, joke, warning. Broken within, I ramble to a friend who soon turns lover. The comrade, he's my conscience, he has my heart, but he's unadulterated gold, too pure to be a jewel, too soft to hold a gem. To his spotless blue sky, I'm a thunderstorm, sending forth portents. We share you like a secret, I promise to be strong. In the kitchen, you and I, we hear the radio. The earth is on fire, the reports say. And I ask you, unsure, if we did right in having children. And for the first time, comrade, I catch your silence. This is the title poem, but it's also a poem I often I read the most often in the last 10 years. And it was written when two of my very close friends who are human rights activists in Kochi, Jason Cooper and Tushar Sarathi, were arrested in the UAPA. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. Tomorrow someone will arrest you and will say the evidence is that there was some problematic book in your house. Tomorrow someone will arrest you and your friends will see on TV the media calling you terrorist because the police do. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. They'll scare all lawyers. The one who takes up your case will be arrested next week. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. Your friends will find you active on Facebook a day later. The police logged in as you. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. Your friends will find that it takes 4 days to find 1,000 people to sign a petition. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. Your little child will learn what UAPA stands for. Your friends will learn of Section 13. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. You will be a leftist to the people. You will be ultra left to the leftists. No one will speak. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. The day after that you will be considered a terrorist for life. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. The police will prepare a list of names. Anyone who would protest will be named. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. You will be warned. You will be a warning to everyone fighting corporate loot and police state. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. Your home will be searched tonight. You will be taken for questioning now. Stop speaking. Tomorrow someone will arrest you. The court, in a rare gesture, will give you the benefit of bail. The police will rearrest you in another case. This will go on and on. Tomorrow, someone will arrest your children. You will be underground. The police will tell your old mother to consume poison and feed it to the kids. Tomorrow, someone will arrest you, your partner, your children, your children's children. Some measures are essential to keep a democracy alive. Long live silence. This is a poem I normally don't read because I think it's really personal. But I think this is the kind of time when we cannot only talk about what atrocity is happening. Sometimes we have to acknowledge that resistance is happening as well. A militant whom my lines cannot hold, whom my lips cannot kiss, whom my eyes cannot hide, whom my memory cannot mark with the date of birth or even death. No knowledge of her village laid waste, then displaced, and no mention of her songs seeking to seize a state, and no sign of a red star where she had stashed her dreams. In this book of Martyrs, only that blood-drenched story in 3 bold words. One woman, Comrade, to say she died fighting for her people. Sorry. I'm not sure how good I'm for time. I'm going to finish with 3 poems. Okay, and this is something I also want to talk about. You know, we are under fascism, and everybody keeps asking, oh, how do you cope with fascism? And I funnily say, oh, I cope with fascism by fucking around. But I think the thing is, what I have watched and is the destruction of so many of my friends who are artists, and it's not just the writers. Like, things are getting to people where it's destroying who they are. And this is a poem about somebody who I saw crumble in real time. They are after me. We spent an afternoon watching ferries to show me something you would not point or pull me close. You shot it on your phone, passed it on. I expected beauty. You captured terror. Sunlight stabbing water, jittery dead leaves, unseen turbulence shaking tiny words into dread. Cameras were your knives to splice this life. You knew only to show, not to speak. You were in love with me, that intense way an artist wants his muse. Your films were full of unmarried couples fucking, pretty women chain smoking, youngsters eloping. You ticked the coolest box of them all, controversy. In the beginning, they went off to you, a ban, a prize on your head, shunning you from their coteries, their award ceremonies. But then the predators made you prey, took pleasure in watching you run. They watched you cut away all your friends, watched you land each step with no trust, watched you descend into madness. They made you a tragic movie, artist as art. Now you run when no one is chasing. We call you by your name. Our echoes fracture mountains, freeze each crashing wave, but you do not turn back, you do not stop. You are breathless, you are on the run. So I'm going to finish with this poem. This is my translation of a Tamil poem, and the original Tamil poem is from the 6th century, 7th century. It's the classic Tamil poetry of Thirunavukarasar, also known as Upper. And religious strife is not new to this land. So when the Jain emperor Mahendravarman of the Pallava Empire calls this Shaivite priest to be sentenced to death, and these are lines that Upper speaks or rather sings. Namarkum kudiyallom namanayanjom naragattil idarpadom nadalayillom. We are not the subjects of anyone. We do not fear the God of death. We shall not suffer. Were we to end in hell? We have no deception. We have no illusions. Namarkum kudiyallom namanayanjom naragattil idarpadom nadalayillom. Nobody is citizens and nobody slaves, fearless of lynchings and beheadings, unscathed by the torrent of hellfires. We do not tremble at certain death. Namarkum kudiyallom namanayanjom naragattil idarpadom nadalayillom. As people we refuse to be ruled, as people we refuse to die, as people we refuse to suffer, as people we refuse to be deceived. Namarkum kudiyallom namanayanjom naragattil idarpadom nadalayillom. Thank you.